Can you believe that those balloons are still up? By the way, if you missed my birthday vlog, it's up over here. Hi friends, welcome to another episode of Path to Rainbow, where I share with you everything that I've learned from dyeing my hair these past 10 years so that you can also have rainbow hair. So in the last 2 episodes, I shared with you my silly hair hacks and the pros and cons of dyeing your hair at home versus dyeing your hair at a salon. This week, we're going to talk about the different types of hair dye. Let me know in the comments section what your current hair color is. I'd love to hear all about it. Before I begin any of these episodes, I would like to emphasize that I am not a hairstylist and any information that I will be sharing is based on my own experiences and knowledge in the realm of hair. With that aside, let's begin. The 3 types of hair dye that I will be talking about today. Hello, do you want to join? The 3 types of hair dye that I will be talking about today are permanent hair dyes, demi-permanent hair dyes, and semi-permanent hair dyes. Semi? Which is it? I don't know how to pronounce anything. Starting off with permanent hair dyes, what sets them apart is that they use ammonia and they also require a developer. So what this does is it helps the colors penetrate your hair shaft so that you would have a longer lasting color. With that being said, since these are quite harsh chemicals, it will damage your hair. Especially if you've already done a couple rounds of bleach, then this might be something you want to take into consideration, whether you do want to add more damage or not to your hair. And while these do tend to last longer, they will still fade. It just usually requires a much longer time for them to fade, and it's also possible that they won't fade out completely. So for instance, if you have a dark purple hair dye, then it's possible that it will fade to some kind of light brown instead of the blonde that you had before you dyed it purple. Speaking from experience. So if you have a hair dye that just won't fade completely, then you have to keep in mind that the next time you dye your hair, it's possible that you'll have to remove whatever color you currently have to lift it to a lighter level to accept whatever color you want afterwards. Okay, you're so heavy. Okay, goodbye. Next up, we have demi-permanent hair dyes. Demi-permanent hair dyes do not have ammonia in it, but it will still require you to mix it with a developer. With that being said, the developer that you will need to use is likely a lot lower in volume than you would need with a permanent hair dye, which will give your hair less damage. And some people say that there is no damage, but I beg to differ. Whenever you are using any kind of developer, there will still be some kind of damage to your hair. And while these types of colors will fade, they will fade slower than semi-permanent hair dyes. But since I don't have a whole lot of experience with demi-permanent hair dyes, I'm just going to leave it at this, so you can do your own research if you choose to go this route. Semi-permanent hair dyes are likely the ones you've heard the most about in the rainbow hair community. They are your Manic Panics, your Punky Colors, and your Arctic Foxes, to name a few. This is the type of hair color that I like to use the most because it is the least damaging and it often has components which nourishes and conditions your hair while you leave it into process. And since your hair is probably already a bit damaged from all the bleaching, this is the method that I like the best. However, with that being said, since semi-permanent hair dyes do not have ammonia or developer involved, the colors do not penetrate your hair, but rather they just sit on top. So they don't last as long, which might be problematic for some people. But to me, I personally really like to change hair colors, so this fits perfectly for my lifestyle. Plus, I would much prefer a hair color that fades completely rather than a hair color that might fade to an undesirable color for an extended period of time, which could be difficult to remove. With these, they are very simple to use. You can use them directly out of the container, or you could dilute them and mix them with conditioner for a lighter color, or you could mix them with other semi-permanent hair dyes to create your own unique color. Depending on how bright or saturated your hair color is, it will either last longer or shorter, with pastels usually lasting shorter periods of time and brighter, darker colors lasting a longer period of time, which will likely fade into more of a pastel shade as you continue to wash your hair. And these colors will fade to a light enough shade eventually so that you can change it to another color if you wish to do so. For example, when I first dyed my hair this color, it looked like this. And I know from my previous experience that it will fade to something like this. And I know that if I continue to wash my hair, most of the blue will likely completely fade. So that's my little tidbit on the different types of hair dye, and since we are on this topic, instead of jumping into my little hair bleaching chit chat, I'm going to switch these episodes around so that in our next hair video we can explore all the hair dyes that I've ever used over the years and what I think of them. And since semi-permanent hair dyes are my favorite, you'll notice that most of the hair dyes that I have tried are semi-permanent hair dyes. I'm hoping that by sharing these with you, you'll be able to choose what type of hair dye you'll need for your intended hair journey. This way, you don't have to go and try everything for yourself. In addition to that, I'm hoping that in my next hair video, when I share all the different hair colors that I've tried with you, that you'll have an idea of what the hair dyes will look like once you've put them on your hair and how they will fade, so that you can know what to expect and what kind of hair options would be available to you afterwards. I'm so excited to share all my hair dyeing experiences with you next week. I'll be telling you what my favorite brands are and what various pros and cons are when it comes to using various hair dyes with different brands. Next week, I'll likely be filming from my new home. Yes, we are finally moving, and I've been filming so many little tidbits of our moving process. So moving vlogs are definitely coming up very soon. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to join my YouTube family, and if you would like to give this channel some support, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you all next week.